Always room for more? I need to find more.
A book on Netherese magic. Gale may like to know.
The Annals of Karsus. The preamble to a civilization's downfall, committed to parchment by the very hand that wrought its destruction. The truth of the crown, I hope. All that stands between us and enlightenment is the turn of a page. This isn't what I expected. This is much more. The crown of Karsus. And this is no mere journal. It contains Karsus's original plans for the crown's construction. His designs for godhood. Not exactly. It was what he did with it that sealed his fate, and, for a time, that of magic itself. The crown was merely the means. The book states that the crown and netherstones were originally one construct, seemingly sundered at the moment of Karsus's downfall. If we can collect the crown's setting and the 3 netherstones, and with the correct invocation of certain spells and gestures detailed in these notes, I think I could reforge it. To every end you can imagine, and 1,000 more beyond. Just think of it. The power of the gods in mortal hands at last would be free of doctrine and dogma, confined only by the limits of our imaginations. We must discuss this further, but quietly, privately. Find me later, and I will show you something truly divine. I will show you what a crown like this could mean for both of us. I can hardly wait. His designs for godhood. Gods have ascended through far stranger means. A circle drawn on a globe, a walk in a swamp, the destruction of a magical stone. Why not with a symbol of such innate authority? Not from scratch. Unless you happen to have several pounds of the purest Netherese metals in that pack of yours. Don't worry. I'm not asking you to surrender anything else on my account. What's called for here is something altogether different. I haven't the foggiest. No doubt through some nefarious means, the crown's existence had been consigned to legend centuries ago. Karsus. I believe I mentioned him before. The child who would become a god. He was the most powerful wizard ever known. And he attempted to unseat the goddess of magic herself. Only she used the last of her power to block him from the weave. His magic faltered. The great flying cities of Netheril plunged from the sky. Karsus's folly. That goddess of magic was reborn as Mystra. She ruled on while Netherese magic was reduced to mere fragments of what Karsus once wielded. Artifacts, the most powerful of which appears to be his crown. I think I could reforge it. Worse, it could be the best thing that ever happened to me. To us. Well, there'd be risk in such an endeavor, but only proportionate to the reward. Do not mistake the crown itself for the actions of its wearer, or rather, those controlling its wearer at present. If we could restore its former glory, it would no longer be a mere leash and collar used to subjugate friend or foe. It would be something greater, something divine. I will show you what a crown like this could mean for both of us. Afraid not. What I have to show you requires us to be its only witness, and our minds to share in the most exquisite concentration. Don't worry, your patience will be amply rewarded. Please, don't be too hasty about this. It would be a pity to reach that conclusion without a true understanding of what this could mean for us. Don't worry, your patience will be amply rewarded. All that stands between us and enlightenment is the turn of a page. And since when have we sought to avoid trouble, eh? Come now. The knowledge lurking between those pages could help us greatly. Don't be a hindrance after being such a great help. Then we ought to make time. This could be the answer to everything. I hope you're right, because if you're wrong, there's no words to describe the opportunity you'll have squandered. Just think of it. The power of the gods in mortal hands at last would be free of doctrine and dogma, confined only by the limits of our imaginations. I promise you, the gods will never grant us such a blessing, no matter how much we worship and adore them. Some gods may delude themselves into believing they care about their worshippers, but when it comes down to it, we're all expendable. Children to be appeased, not respected. I worshipped Mistra loyally for years, and in that time she granted me the barest sliver of the power I was ready to wield. Even with the fate of the world at stake, she had little more to offer me than the means of blowing myself up at a more convenient time. She's done nothing to help us. Mistra wanted the brain obliterated because of this crown. She fears a world in which such power is beyond her control, ready to be claimed by Karsus' successor. Neither of us can know what truly may be if we don't at least try. Potential is nothing in itself, just a fleeting dream unless we drag it into the waking world. Please, at least think on it. Powerful as he was, Karsus lacked some advantages I can lay claim to. I know Mistra intimately, and I carry a fragment of the weave itself within my body. Karsus achieved many things, but he never managed that. A long road lies ahead before the crown comes into our possession. All I ask for now is that you do not dismiss this possibility out of hand. Please, at least think on it. I see. I suppose I am asking you to take a leap of faith even the most loyal of companions might struggle to land gracefully. Spent so long feeling inferior, shut out from my destiny over such a simple act of youthful enthusiasm. Perhaps I got carried away with the thought this crown could give me back what Mistra took. Cure me, even. You're right. There aren't many wizards who'd care to be mentioned in the same breath as him, or his folly. Thank you for letting me read this. At least we can face our enemy armed with the knowledge of its true nature, and of the stakes, should we fail to defeat it. I don't know. Ao does not look kindly on gods meddling in mortal affairs. She may have no choice but to stand by and let events unfold. Then you're already wiser than me. That's a lesson I've only recently learned. She fears a world in which such power is beyond her control, ready to be claimed by Karsus' successor. Do you think I had not considered that? I have no intention of repeating his folly. until this moment. But I can't help beginning to see such a destiny unfold before me. Perhaps they deserve to be challenged. Perhaps you and I deserve better than to live and die as their pawns. Ambition is not a sin. To question the powers that rule us is not treason. We must at least try. Why wallow in the dirt when we can reach for the stars? I didn't mean that as a slight. I cherish our adventures, but even if we prevail, you must know the end is in sight, mustn't you? She sent me to die. Ambition is not a sin. To question the powers that rule us is not treason. We must at least try. Why wallow in the dirt when we can reach for the stars? Please, at least think on it. This is no passing whim. Trust me. If I can obtain that crown, it will affect us all. It's not a decision I'll take lightly. It's our future that I'm thinking of. Can't rely on anyone else to do it for us. For now, we've learned all we can. Here's your tome back. It proved to be even more valuable than I ever could have imagined. For both of us. I'm glad you can recognize this for the opportunity it is. Nevertheless, not a step to take lightly. It's our future that I'm thinking of. Can't rely on anyone else to do it for us. For now, we've learned all we can. Perhaps I got carried away with the thought this crown could give me back what Mistra took. Cure me, even. Very well, then. I will try my utmost to share in your optimism. Nothing wrong with a little hope, after all. Of course it's dangerous. That's hardly a unique quality when it comes to the purposes we pursued together. Regardless, you've made your point. I shall put thoughts of the crown aside for the time being. It gives me some courage to think that you see greatness in me. I hope I live up to your expectations. That's all I ask. For now, we've learned all we can. Here's your tome back. It proved to be even more valuable than I ever could have imagined. For both of us.